Have you ever caught yourself in a moment of profound realization? A fleeting glimpse behind the curtain of ordinary reality? A moment where a thought you just had seems to manifest almost instantly, or a person you were just thinking about calls you out of the blue. What if these weren't mere coincidences but whispers from a deeper truth? A subtle echo of the universe responding to your inner world. For years, I dismissed these occurrences as random, dismissing them with a logical shrug, but there was always a persistent curiosity, a quiet insistence from within that there was something more. It was a feeling, an intuition that kept nudging me, pushing me to look beyond the surface. And what I discovered, what I'm about to share with you, completely shattered everything I thought I knew about reality, about consciousness, and about the incredible power of your own mind. This isn't just about positive thinking. This is about an ancient, nearly lost understanding of how your thoughts, every single one of them, might be entangled with the very fabric of existence. You are among the few who are ready to receive this profound insight, an insight that promises to transform not just how you perceive the world, but how you create your experience within it. If you're ready to peel back the layers of illusion and step into a new paradigm of understanding, stay with me. Imagine for a moment the ancient sages of India, meditating in silent caves, their minds delving into the very essence of being. Or the Taoist masters, observing the flow of nature, discerning the invisible currents that shape reality. They spoke of a universal consciousness, an interconnected web, where everything is intrinsically linked. This wasn't just poetic metaphor for them, it was a lived reality, a profound understanding of the cosmos that predates our modern scientific instruments by millennia. From the concept of Brahman in Vedanta, the ultimate all-pervading reality, to the Tao, the ineffable principle that governs the universe, these traditions consistently pointed to an underlying unity. Even in Christian mysticism, figures like Meister Eckhart spoke of the ground of being, a divine essence that permeates all creation, suggesting a deep internal connection to something far vaster than our individual selves. And think of indigenous practices where the interconnectedness of all life, humans, animals, plants, the very earth itself, is not a philosophical concept, but the foundation of their entire worldview. They understood, intuitively, what modern science is only now beginning to grasp, that separation is an illusion. Fast forward to the early 20th century, and a quiet revolution began to stir in the hallowed halls of physics. Albert Einstein, Max Planck, Niels Bohr, these titans of thought began to unravel the Newtonian clockwork universe, revealing a much stranger, more fluid reality at its core. Quantum mechanics emerged, a theory so counterintuitive, so mind-bending, that even Einstein struggled with its implications, famously calling quantum entanglement spooky action at a distance. But what exactly is quantum entanglement? Picture this: two particles, perhaps an electron and a photon, become linked or entangled. No matter how far apart they are, even light years away, if you measure a property of one, the other instantaneously, reflects that measurement. There's no time delay, no signal traveling between them. They behave as if they are still part of a single system, defying our conventional understanding of space and time. Let that sink in. Instantaneous connection across vast distances. This isn't science fiction. This is observed, experimentally verified fact. Now here's where it gets truly wild. What if this principle of entanglement isn't limited to subatomic particles? What if consciousness itself, your very thoughts, operate on a quantum level? What if your mind isn't just a localized brain in your skull, but a field of consciousness, entangled with the universal field? This idea, once relegated to the fringes of spiritual philosophy, is now being explored by serious scientists and thinkers. Dr. John Hagelin, a quantum physicist and proponent of transcendental meditation, posits that consciousness is the most fundamental field of reality, from which all physical phenomena emerge. He suggests that our individual consciousness is a localized expression of this unified field. Think about it. If consciousness is truly fundamental, then our thoughts, intentions, and beliefs are not just fleeting electrical impulses in the brain. They are active forces, ripples in the quantum field, potentially influencing the very reality we perceive. This changes everything. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're standing by a calm lake. You toss a small pebble into the water. Ripples spread out, affecting the entire surface. Now imagine your thoughts as those pebbles, and the universe as the lake. Every thought, every intention sends out a ripple. And if you are entangled with the universe, then those ripples are not just external, they are internal, shaping your experience. This isn't about magical thinking, but about understanding the profound, subtle connection between your inner state and your outer reality. Has this ever happened to you? You focus intently on a solution to a problem, and suddenly, an idea pops into your head, seemingly out of nowhere, that solves it perfectly. Or you hold a clear vision of something you desire, and opportunities begin to appear, almost as if the universe is conspiring to help you. These aren't random occurrences. They are manifestations of a deeper entanglement. I remember a time when I was completely stuck in my life. I felt like I was battling against an invisible current, constantly hitting walls. My thoughts were consumed with lack, with what wasn't working, with all my limitations. And guess what? My reality mirrored those thoughts perfectly. I was stuck. But then I stumbled upon these concepts. The idea that my thoughts weren't just internal chatter, but powerful signals. It felt audacious, almost too good to be true. I started small. I began to consciously shift my focus, to cultivate thoughts of possibility, of abundance, of solutions. And slowly, subtly at first, things began to shift. It wasn't an overnight miracle, but a gradual unfolding, a gentle recalibration of my reality. Opportunities started to appear that weren't there before. Connections formed. It was as if I had tuned my internal radio to a different frequency, and the universe started playing a different song. This wasn't just about positive thinking in a superficial way. It was about truly understanding the mechanics of how my inner world was entangled with the outer. Hold on, this is where it gets wild. If our thoughts are entangled with reality, then the illusion we live within is largely co-created by our collective and individual consciousness. The illusion isn't that reality doesn't exist, but that it's fixed and separate from us. The illusion is the belief that we are passive observers, rather than active participants in its continuous creation. Think of the double-slit experiment in quantum physics. When particles are observed, they behave like particles. When not observed, they behave like waves. The act of observation, seemingly, influences reality at a fundamental level. While direct parallels between human consciousness and quantum observation are still being debated, the implication is profound. Consciousness is not a byproduct of matter, it might be fundamental, shaping matter itself. This suggests that the objective world out there isn't as objective as we once thought. It's permeable, responsive, and intricately connected to our inner state. So how does this entanglement manifest in your daily life? Consider the placebo effect. A sugar pill, given with the belief it's a powerful medicine, can trigger real physiological changes in the body. The thought, the belief, the expectation becomes entangled with the body's healing mechanisms, altering biological reality. This is not just psychosomatic, it's a tangible demonstration of how consciousness can influence physical systems. Or think about intuition, that sudden knowing, that gut feeling that guides you, often proving to be remarkably accurate. Is that just a random neural firing? Or is it your consciousness, entangled with a larger field of information, accessing data beyond your immediate sensory perception? The boundaries blur when you consider the quantum entanglement of thought. But what I'm about to share will blow your mind. This isn't just about individual thought, it's about collective thought. Consider the power of shared beliefs, of collective consciousness. Major shifts in human history, breakthroughs in science, revolutions in art. Often these are preceded by a collective shift in perception, a shared thought form gaining momentum. If enough minds become entangled with a particular idea, a shared vision, it can create a powerful resonance that shapes the future. This is why communities, movements, and shared intentions can be so incredibly powerful. They create a super entangled field of consciousness that can manifest extraordinary results. Pause. Take a breath. Because this next part is extraordinary. If your thoughts are entangled, then every time you engage in negative self-talk, every time you dwell on fear or doubt, you are sending those ripples out, not just into your own inner world, but potentially into the quantum field that shapes your reality. Conversely, when you cultivate thoughts of gratitude, of abundance, of love, you are aligning yourself with a different frequency, a different possibility. This isn't about blaming yourself for negative experiences. It's about empowering yourself with the profound understanding that you have a powerful role in shaping your reality. This knowledge was nearly lost forever, overshadowed by a mechanistic worldview that saw us as separate, isolated beings. But now, it's resurfacing, validated by both ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science. Let's delve a little deeper into the scientific concepts that support this. While quantum entanglement is observed at the subatomic level, some physicists and consciousness researchers, like Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, with their orchestrated objective reduction theory (ORC-OR), propose that consciousness itself arises from quantum processes within the microtubules of brain neurons. While still a theory, it suggests a profound link between the quantum realm and our subjective experience. Another fascinating area is the work of Dr. Rupert Sheldrake and his concept of morphic resonance. He suggests that self-organizing systems, from molecules to minds, are influenced by non-physical fields, or morphic fields, which contain the accumulated memory of similar systems. This could explain why learned behaviors or insights seem to spread through a population without direct communication, almost like a collective entanglement of knowledge. This might sound incredible, but science is beginning to validate the profound interconnectedness that spiritual traditions have spoken of for millennia. Consider the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, who conducted experiments on water crystals, claiming that water exposed to positive thoughts and intentions formed beautiful, symmetrical crystals, while water exposed to negative thoughts formed distorted, chaotic ones. While his work has faced scientific scrutiny regarding methodology, the underlying principle that consciousness can influence matter resonates deeply with the concept of entanglement. And think about the power of intention in healing practices. From ancient shamanic rituals to modern energy medicine, the focused intention of the practitioner, coupled with the belief of the recipient, often leads to remarkable outcomes. These seemingly disparate phenomena all point to a consistent theme, that our inner world is not separate from our outer reality, but intricately woven into its very fabric. Now here's the breathtaking part. If your thoughts are entangled, then you possess an incredible, untapped power to influence your own experience. This isn't about manipulating the universe. It's about aligning with its fundamental nature. It's about recognizing that you are not just a separate entity observing reality, but a co-creator, a quantum participant in its unfolding. Most people will never discover what you're about to learn, remaining trapped in the illusion of separation and powerlessness. But you, by watching this, are already stepping onto a different path. So how do we apply this profound understanding in our daily lives? And now, the practical magic you can use today. First, cultivate awareness of your thoughts. You don't have to control every single thought, but simply notice them. Are they empowering or disempowering? Are they focused on what you want to create, or what you fear? This awareness is the first step in disentangling from limiting patterns. Second, practice intentional focus. Just as a laser beam is more powerful than scattered light, a focused intention is far more potent than diffuse wishing. Clearly define what you wish to create or experience. Visualize it with all your senses. Feel the emotions of having it already. This isn't just imagination, it's a quantum act of creation, sending a clear signal into the entangled field of reality. Third, embrace gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequencies you can emit. When you are grateful for what you have, you are sending a signal of abundance into the universe, attracting more of it. It's a fundamental principle of entanglement. Like attracts like. Fourth, release resistance. Often we intellectually understand these concepts, but emotionally we hold on to fear, doubt, or the belief that we are not worthy. This resistance acts like static in the signal, interfering with the entanglement. Practice letting go, trusting the process, and knowing that you are inherently worthy of all good things. And finally, take inspired action. This isn't about sitting back and waiting for things to magically appear. It's about being open to the opportunities that present themselves, recognizing the nudges and synchronicities, and taking steps, however small, that align with your intentions. If you implement this in your life, you will begin to witness changes that might seem miraculous, but are simply the natural unfolding of an entangled reality. In our modern world, this knowledge is more crucial than ever. With so much external noise and distraction, it's easy to forget the profound power that resides within us. But by understanding the quantum entanglement of thought, by recognizing that the illusion of separation is just that, an illusion, we reclaim our inherent creative power. This ancient wisdom was nearly lost forever, but it's being rediscovered, not just by spiritual seekers but by cutting-edge science. You're among the few who are ready to receive this, to step beyond the veil and truly understand your place in the universe. This isn't just about personal growth. It's about contributing to a larger shift in collective consciousness, moving from an era of separation and competition to one of interconnectedness and co-creation. So if this message touched something within you, if it resonated with that quiet knowing deep inside, hit that like button. Your engagement helps this vital information reach more people who are ready to awaken to their own quantum power. In the comments below, share which insight impacted you the most. Have you experienced moments of profound synchronicity where your thoughts seem to manifest in your reality? I'd love to hear your stories, because together we create a powerful field of shared understanding and transformation. And if you want to continue this journey of inner discovery, to peel back more layers of illusion and unlock deeper truths, then subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the fascinating nexus of spirituality and quantum consciousness. Remember, you are not separate, you are entangled, and in that entanglement lies infinite possibility. Step beyond the illusion,